joining us. So we're just going to give everyone a few minutes to hop on so they can all be here for the webinar. If you want to introduce yourself and where you're from in the chat, we'd love to get to know you. I'll kick it off. My name is Tila. I'm from Vancouver, BC.
My name is Jamila Baird. I'm a customer success manager here at Stamped, and I reside in Toronto, Ontario, in Canada.
Love Toronto. Awesome. We have more people rolling in. Hello, everyone. Thanks for hopping on. We're just waiting a minute for everyone to be able to join. Give people time to get their lunches. I know it's lunch break for many of you, and then we will talk all things loyalty programs. If you want to introduce yourself, let us know your name and where you're from in the chat. Hey, everyone. Hi, Daniel. Hi, Isa. Hi, Benny. Xavier. Harmon, hello. Miguel. And then we have someone else here too. Oh, we have Kristen here too. Hey, Kristen. Hello, everyone who is logging on. Hope you're all excited for a very fun lunch hour today. Hey, Miguel from Mexico. Glad that you're here too. I wish I was where you are in Mexico. I'll trade you Vancouver for Mexico today. Hey, Daniel from Germany. Carmen from Toronto, hello. All right, well, we're at a minute past the hour, so I think we're ready to get started. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our September webinar. Today, we are talking about all things optimizing your loyalty programs for BFCM 2023. This is going to be a jam-packed hour. I'm going to kick it off with a little bit of housekeeping. So we are recording today. So if you do need to pop off midway or you want to share this with your colleagues afterwards, we will have a recording available. We're going to host a Q&A session at the end, and I'm joined here by the amazing Jamila, who is our Senior Customer Success Manager, who can support us with some of your questions as well. And we will send a follow-up email. So anything that we don't cover today, you want to know more, you're going to have those resources available to you afterwards. Next, we have our introductions. I'm Tila Beischer. If you've been to one of our webinars before, hello, good to see you again. If you're new, I'm our product marketing manager here. So I host our webinars, been supporting brands to grow digitally and really work in that e-commerce space for a couple years now. And I'm joined by the amazing Jamila Baird, who I will hand it over to here.
Hello, everyone, again. Nice to meet you all. My name is Jamila Baird. I'm a Senior Customer Success Manager here at Stamped, and my pronouns are she and her. I'm going to be sharing some Black Friday, Cyber Monday tips and tricks today around the Loyalty and Rewards program, so I'm excited to share them.
Awesome. Thank you, Jamila. And the last thing that I'm going to say before we hop into the agenda is that we do have a group today that will really facilitate some amazing conversations. So if you have questions, be asking them in the chat as we're going. Want to make sure that we get you all prepped and ready for the cyber weekend. So use that chat and we will get to them, and then we will have that Q&A at the end. So here's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to start with a little bit of breaking down BFCM by the numbers. We've done some research. Some of our friends have done some research recently that we wanted to share some numbers with you. Then we're going to talk about some tactics that you can implement to improve your loyalty program before the holiday weekend, and then what you should be doing during BFCM. Then we're going to hear from Jamila, who has worked at Stamped for years, supporting hundreds of customers to prepare for this weekend. So we'll have some amazing on-the-ground insights to learn directly from her, and we'll wrap up with some Q&A. Hopping right into it, talking about BFCM by the numbers, really Black Friday and Cyber Monday, you know this, they are the perfect opportunity for you to strengthen your relationship with your existing customers. Shoppers are on the hunt for the best deal of the year. We know that more than ever, this is going to be a really busy year. We have seen more than 50% of shoppers moving towards online as opposed to in-store. So this holiday weekend will probably be one of your busiest of the year, if not the busiest of the year. And in order to really boost and maximize that weekend, what we want to encourage you to think about is your long-term strategy. So not just what does your top of funnel acquisition lens look like, but also how are you going to be keeping those customers or re-engaging those customers after the holiday weekend. And that's where Stamp comes in with the loyalty program. So interesting stats here. 90% of D2C brands have some type of loyalty program. That doesn't mean a fully fleshed out like points, rewards, referrals, VIP tiers, just some type of loyalty program. And the average customer is in 14 loyalty programs. I'm super curious. I want to go audit mine, how many that I participate in. And then 4x is the average uplift of a general points and rewards program. This is really vague. What I would say is that depending on the type of program that you are implementing, you'll see a really direct uplift in kind of three key areas. The first is average order value, is that we often see that brands with a loyalty program see a huge uplift in average order value. The second is basket size. So if you're incentivizing customers to add multiple items to cart, you're naturally going to see larger basket size. And then the third is LTV, so customer lifetime value. That's where we really see a huge jump and a huge bump directly from a loyalty program. So with BFCM in mind, we recently published a report on loyalty programs, and I will share this with you so that you can download it after and read through it in more detail with some really relevant statistics that speak to the need for a loyalty program, the need to really maximize and make yours a little bit more efficient. And I'm going to call out a couple key things here that I thought were really interesting in this research. The first is that ad spend has tripled in the past 4 years. You already know that from managing your own spend. I already know that from managing my own spend. This is because we've had more crowded markets. We're seeing our channels become a little bit clouded, a little bit confused about where those pieces and those spends make the most sense. We're finding less efficiency, and we're seeing changes in privacy laws. So you're probably investing really heavily at those top of funnel efforts and then kind of expecting them to drip down and impact your marketing efficiency ratio naturally as they would have before. But kind of countering this is that customers who shop online, that volume has also grown significantly. So the market is there. I thought this was shocking. 56.6% of American shoppers prefer to shop online as opposed to in store. Even after the e-com boom of 2020, 2021, it was kind of a change management process for those consumers in that they never really fully went back to brick and mortar. So retained that D2C space. And then finally, 3 out of 4 consumers make at least one online purchase per month. Super curious, those of you here, how many online purchases do you make per month? I'm guessing mine is 4 to 5. Share it in the chat. I'd love to learn from you. And then I also want to share some really interesting insights from our friends at Tapcart, actually. They recently ran a survey to prepare for BFCM. And really what they found was that the average order values for BFCM last year were $105 globally and $120 for US. This is really compelling. If we think about the fact that we are in a little bit of an economic dip right now, one thing that we've heard from many of our brands is this concern that they won't have the same AOV. And what Tapcart found was that 71% of customers that they polled had budgets between $100 to $500, and 15% were planning to spend more than $700. 31% of shoppers plan to increase their budgets this year. That kind of shocked me when I thought about spending behaviors and the growth habits that we've seen over the past year. But here's kind of the why behind it is that almost 70% of customers are planning on doing the majority of their gift shopping during BFCM this year. So they're leveraging discounts, they're leveraging sales and promotions in order to make their dollar go further for the upcoming holiday season. And additionally, this was kind of our header title here. I know that this applies to me as well. 85% of consumers admit to making impulse purchases during the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend. And this is where we really see you leveraging a loyalty program. If your customers already have points to spend, they have maybe a referral code that they can use, they're more likely to spend those dollars with your brand. So you're able to retain them in a different way. I'll share the report with you in a follow-up. Thank you to Tapcart for doing that research. And what this really shows is that even though this D2C year has been a little less growth heavy, we're still expecting that high influx of shoppers during the Cyber weekend. So it's your best tactic to create new avenues to find those new customers and then to kind of reactivate your existing customers, your existing kind of network to be able to incentivize them to make those purchases with you instead. So let's hop into exactly how you can do that and talk about some of those pre-BFCM retention tactics. And I wanted to start with an overall review of your retention strategy. So this is a graph that kind of shows the basic kind of elements or components of a loyalty program. And where we'll start is saying that at Stamped, we really believe that the days of pumping money into paid ads and growing solely through customer acquisition are over. We now live in a world where profitable and efficient growth is more important than ever. You've probably seen that over the past few years, is that acquisition is getting more challenging, it's getting more expensive. So if you're able to dig deeper into your network, into your existing customers, kind of activate your audience, then you see a different type of growth and a more sustainable growth. And that's really where retention marketing comes into play. It's a tactic to improve your growth by strengthening your existing customer base and improving your revenue using your audience rather than focusing only on acquisition channels. To be really clear here, I'm not encouraging you to go and slash your whole ad budget at all. You still need to acquire new customers. You still need to be working through those processes. But what I am encouraging you to do is to consider kind of a whole funnel marketing strategy that is aligning retention directly with acquisition, so that as you're moving people into the acquisition phase, into the activation, making that purchase, and then they're immediately moved into a retention marketing strategy, so that you have something that's a unified journey for the customer rather than kind of waiting and realizing, oh, we need to activate maybe a year down the road or 6 months down the road once you've lost their attention. And so that's where your loyalty program is going to come in. At its basic, loyalty programs are rewards. They're kind of the heart, the soul, the backbone of your loyalty program. And what they are points that customers earn for purchasing or for engaging with your brand. And then they're able to spend those points to earn discounts or cashback, exclusive experiences. The next component in a retention strategy is going to be a referral program. In a referral program, customers are provided with a unique link, and then they share that link with their friends, with their family, their network, their social media, etc. And then that link is used to give both parties a mutually beneficial discount, points, some type of reward for them, so that both of them are kind of able to benefit from it. And you're able to actually track the performance of that. What I love about a referral program is that it's really easy to implement. With a point system, you need to go in and design what the points are. You need to be considering your margins. You need to look at those rewards and really be constantly iterating on it. With a referral program, you're able to implement it pretty quickly. You're going to roll it out using your regular marketing launch strategies, your regular reminder strategies, and you can really kind of activate your existing customer base and turn them into a new sales channel for you, essentially. The third component of a retention marketing strategy or a loyalty program is your VIP tier. And VIP tiers are really kind of segmented and tactical ways to reward kind of your best behaving customers, or your customers who make the most purchases. What they are different rewards for different levels of perks based on spending. So oftentimes what you'll see is like a bronze, a silver, a gold model. And maybe at bronze, you give people 5% discounts. At silver, you give people 10% discounts. At gold, maybe they get free shipping and a 10% discount. What you're trying to do is to offer progressively better incentives to incentivize higher spending and higher engagement for customers. The final cherry on top of your retention marketing strategy are your integrations. And I mean this in both the literal and the metaphorical sense. Literally, you should connect your loyalty program and your tech to your other components in your tech stack. You want to be passing data back and forth. You want to make sure that everything in your efficiency and your operations is saving you time and making you more efficient. And then kind of metaphorically, it's that integrating your loyalty program into your overall retention, your overall marketing strategy is really the only way that it will be successful. We always say that loyalty is not a set it and forget it tactic. It's actually one that will require regular testing, monitoring, updating, so that you can reflect upon the value. And really what you should be doing here is using the information in your loyalty program to create segmented audiences. I'm sure that all of you on the call today run personalized email marketing programs where you have different variants of emails depending on different levels of personalization. So what you should consider is, how can I use my loyalty program to do that really effectively? Maybe you're running your BFCM promotion coming up soon, and you want to be able to launch it to your VIP gold tiers earlier than anyone else. That's one way that you can use your segmentation data to really implement that effectively. I'm also going to call out here, we had a question in the pre-event chat about Loyalty 2.0 at Stamped. If you are a current Stamped customer, we are midway through migrations from what we call Loyalty Classic, which is our old dashboard experience, to Loyalty 2.0. And we're making good headway on this in switching people over to the new experience. And once you are migrated to Loyalty 2.0, there's going to be a few amazing changes. The first is it's beautiful. It's a great dashboard experience. We have really easy to use UI redesigns. We have a new nav bar. We're super excited about that. The second piece that we're launching in the very near future to accompany Loyalty 2.0 is a new analytics dashboard that will show your program health and your program performance. I'm so excited for this launch. It will be coming very soon. It's going to give you the ability to really dig into the details of which tactics are most successful. We're also going to have some updates to Shopify checkout extensions coming, as well as some Klaviyo integration updates. So keep an eye out for that. That will be in the very near future, and we will be letting people know via email when they are being migrated over. All right, so moving into some very specific tactics of what you can change in your loyalty program over the next 2 months before the holiday long weekend. To start, I want you to look at your loyalty program's content and communications. This is kind of the basics of any audit that you would run on a program. Make sure that it is easy to find, easy to understand, and that your education that you're doing for customers makes sense to them. Communication is particularly crucial during BFCM weekend. Customers are browsing hundreds of websites. They're really looking for the best deal. If your loyalty program is not easy to understand, it's actually not going to be easy for them to make a decision around buying. I would also say if customers don't know that they have rewards or that they have points to spend, they're not going to spend them. So you should be looking at reminding them. You should be auditing through your website. Here are some things that you should ask yourself to really do this work. Is it easy for customers to find and join your loyalty program? And so by that, I mean, what does your site discovery look like? Do you have the launcher enabled? Are your pop-ups working? Is it embedded in your footer? When people Google and when they look it up through a search engine, is it SEO optimized? Are people able to really understand the difference between your VIP tiers? Is it clear what is silver, what is gold, what is bronze? Are your points really well explained? Do people understand how to earn them and how to spend them? And are there automated email flows set up that will notify them when they do earn or spend a point? Do they receive reminders when points are about to expire? I know that this is a really commonly asked question of folks is, should we have points expiry? If you are using that, do people know that you're using that? These really simple changes can positively impact your churn, conversion, and point breakage rate. So I'm going to encourage you to spend a couple hours next week and audit through your existing loyalty program. If you do have one, if you are getting started, to consider all of these different pieces and how you would communicate it to your customer. And what I want you to encourage is to consider, do you need to relaunch or do you need to just refresh? For the most part, you just need to refresh and test to make sure that everything is working. To inspire you, here is an example of a 5-star loyalty program. This is one of our brands that we work with really closely, Lilac Street. They're a beauty brand that specializes in cruelty-free DIY lash extensions and lash accessories. And these are 4 different elements of their loyalty program that are really well explained and really clear. First, they branded it as to really match their own image and their own language. They call their loyalty program their brand ambassador program instead of loyalty program. Their points are super clear and easy to understand. Their VIP tiers here in the bottom left really clearly articulate exactly what is the value of moving from step to step. What will I earn? And their refer a friend incentive is really fantastic. They're offering 20% off to both, so to the referee and the referrer. And what they've found is that they have a 37% higher AOV with this referral discount than anything else that they've tried. And I think that's really interesting because a lot of people think that a loyalty program, you really have to give money away to make money. What we often find is that because of consumer psychology, people end up actually spending more than they would without that discount. An interesting thing for you to keep in mind and a really good example. Next up, I'm going to chat through a little bit about how are your customers actually using the program. And that is, are your customers actually spending their points? Are they actually moving through those VIP tiers? Are they actually sharing their referrals? And if your customers aren't completing those activities, then you should look for ways to make it more valuable for your customers. One of the easiest way to do this is to run a quick survey with customers. Ask them what they think of the loyalty program. Do they have any suggestions for how it could be improved? I would recommend segmenting your existing customers and pulling out just your loyalty program members to ask them those questions. Set it up in SurveyMonkey or Google Forms. Make it really quick and easy. You could always offer a reward to customers for participating in it. And then you have some really good qualitative insights and quantitative insights to actually reflect and make these changes. And here are some questions that you can ask yourself. So, what is your points breakage rate? This is a measure of how many people are earning points versus how many people are spending points. If you find that no one is spending any of the points that they've earned, what that means is that either they don't know that they have points, or it means that the things that you've set up, your rewards for them to spend their points on, aren't actually valuable enough. So if you're only offering a 2% discount in exchange for 1,000 points, maybe that doesn't make sense to your customers. The next one are customers moving between your VIP tiers. This is to look at your bronze, silver, and gold and to think if people are actually moving between them. I'm going to give you a breakdown of this in a little bit of the percentages. The final is, are referral codes actually being used or just distributed? So if they're just being distributed, then maybe your discount isn't enough or your communication about referral is not strong enough. Moving on to our next tip here, talking a little bit deeper about referrals. Referred customers are 4 times more likely to make a purchase. So these are some tips when you're thinking about auditing and improving your referral program. The first is to keep the offer really simple and to communicate that it's valuable for both parties. We saw this on Lilac Street, right? 20% both ways, easy for people to understand. And by rewarding in that way, referral programs can continue to drive that repeat purchase, the increased AOV. So for that existing customer, once they receive that 20% off, maybe they're going to save it and they're going to want to stack it with whatever your BFCM promotion is so that they can get an additional discount. Maybe that 20%, someone's waiting for BFCM, your new customer, to be able to earn that too. It could also be a tactic where everyone who makes a purchase during the BFCM weekend, you give them a referral code to incentivize them making a second purchase. So that's one way for you to activate a brand new customer, add them to the loyalty program, give them a referral code, and then they're more likely to make a purchase again after the holiday shopping weekend. My best tip for you is that if you are going to do a new referral program or refresh yours, do this very soon. You want to have it set up before Black Friday, Cyber Monday, so that customers have their codes ready, so that you've tested it, you know that it works, and that when you have that big influx of new customers, that you're ready to go with them. All right, moving on to point earning potential possibilities. Jamila is going to really dig into this deeper, but I wanted to give you a bit of a walkthrough of different ways that customers can earn points. So with Stamped, people can earn points for engagement. So maybe they enroll in the loyalty program, maybe they follow you on social media, maybe they subscribe to your newsletter, or for purchases. And what I would say is to think about those upfront points that you're going to give to brand new customers and how you can amplify them or provide new one-time activities to spark that engagement. So if you're thinking that you're going to have 50% of your purchases during BFCM weekend are brand new customers, having a really exciting first purchase or first enrollment reward will make you stand out in those purchases that customers are making that weekend. So maybe what you want to do is like, I'm going to offer free shipping just this weekend for all new purchases. Or maybe instead of 500 points, I'm actually going to offer 700 points. Something like that will make you stand out when people are thinking about your brand overall. And these can also be other things like charity, like points accelerators, social sharing, and referral. Again, Jamila's going to dig into this in much more detail, but what you want to do is to really be considering that at front, very start of the experience with the loyalty program. How can I make this really engaging for a net new customer? And then moving on, earlier when we talked about auditing your VIP tiers, here's exactly what you should be looking for. So this is kind of the ideal customer distribution across VIP tiers. At your bottom tier, you want about 60% of your customers in your loyalty program. Your middle tier, you want about 30% of customers. And then at your top tier, you have 10%. I'm going to encourage all of you on the call who have a VIP program, go look at this, go validate this after. Do your tiers look like this? If what you're finding is that everyone is in your bottom tier, then you haven't made it meaningful enough for them to move up to that next tier. So what you might need to do is to either strengthen or broaden those tiers. You'll have to look at your numbers and decide. And then look at your tier incentives and decide if those are strong enough to really incentivize people to move forward to them. There's nothing like just being able to readjust that and get people excited about maybe their spending possibilities or their discount possibilities right before the holiday weekend. And what I would also say is that your VIP customers are already customers who are engaged with your brand. So these are people who are already theoretically more likely to make a purchase during that BFCM weekend because they already have that relationship. This is a really robust group and a really high likely great outcome group for you to focus on your marketing strategies on leading up to the BFCM weekend. I know Jamila has some very specific ideas of tactics and strategies that you can implement. So start here, looking at your breakdown, understand who's where, understand how you're driving people through those tiers and what you need to do to improve them. All right, and then before I hand things over to Jamila, I'm going to talk a little bit about prepping your segments. As digital marketers, your audience is everything, and your segmentation strategy is directly correlated with your success. I know that for me, having a really good and really well-rounded segmentation strategy will drive clearer outcomes because I know that I'm targeting the right audience. And this is where you can really leverage your different loyalty program data. What I've listed here are 4 segments that you should create if you are using Stamped and Klaviyo or Stamped and Attentive or Stamped and OmniSend to create different personalized messaging. The first is a new account segmentation, and that's what you see on the screen here. This is when someone earns a new point or they've entered the loyalty program, that you have a segmentation set up in Klaviyo, and then you send them an automated flow to thank them for joining the loyalty and rewards program and to remind them of how many points that they've earned. Again, remember we were just talking about what type of points accelerators can you give, or how can you kind of encourage people to join the loyalty program during that really busy weekend. Once they've done this reiterates the value of that step that they took. The second is to create a segment for new orders. So when a customer makes a purchase, that you are reminding them of how many points that they've earned or how many points that they've spent. The third is referrals. So you want to let customers know when their referral code is shared, and you also want to let them know once they actually have a discount from that referral. The fourth is VIP. You can pass along your VIP data to Klaviyo, to OmniSend, to Attentive, and be able to create some of those customized emails, maybe just for your VIP tiers. Perfect. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to the wonderful Jamila, who is going to talk. I'm going to talk about retention tactics during BFCM. I got too excited for Jamila's presentation. Let's talk a little bit about exactly what you're going to do during the holiday weekend. And that is, you are not going to test new things during the weekend. My whole tip for you is get your strategy in place over the next 2 months. Be testing these, be experimenting. And then during the weekend, you're watching and you're optimizing. You're making sure that all systems are go and that things aren't too slow. This is a really helpful checklist for you to grab a screenshot of and be walking through this daily during the BFCM weekend. All of these apply to your loyalty strategy too. So is your site slow or inaccessible in any way? Are there certain pages that aren't accessible or images that aren't loading correctly? You should pressure test your website and you should pressure test your loyalty program leading up to the holiday weekend. For email and SMS, look at your open rate. What's your unsubscribe rate? Are your segments set up correctly? On social media, what are your engagement rates looking like leading up to and on the weekend of? And are people leaving comments? Are people replying to your emails about loyalty programs? Are people replying to your referral emails? Make sure that you're going through all of those pieces really quickly. So again, grab a screenshot of this. We are going to follow up with a resource too, so that you can have your weekend of checklist. With that, now it's Jamila's turn to go through her expert tips. And they are really good. So handing it over to you, Jamila.
Thank you so much, Sheila. And just to do a quick intro to everyone again, my name is Jamila. I'm a senior customer success manager here at Stamped. I'm very excited to share the following tips with you. So today, I'm just going to share some of Stamp's top tips for creating an effective loyalty and rewards program. The number one tip I've learned from working with hundreds of e-commerce brands is the importance of amplifying the impact of your existing loyalty program to align with your brand's values and that resonates with your target audience. Customers may be more inclined to shop with your brand if they perceive greater value in the loyalty and rewards program. So it's very important, as Tila was stating, to ensure that your brand is maximizing customer engagement because this does assist with new customer acquisition and is a great retention strategy as well during Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Now, to kind of go into the tips, I have a few tips here I'm going to share with you all. And Tila will again be sharing this after the slides after our meeting today for the webinar. So the first tip I'm going to share with you all is the point multiplier. So the point multiplier provides a straightforward and transparent promotion that customers can easily understand. Point multipliers can set your loyalty program apart from competitors and encourage customers to visit your store website during Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Customers can get instant gratification when they see the tangible rewards that they can earn from Black Friday and Cyber Monday shopping. This also motivates them to make additional purchases and return to redeem points. Again, what you want is you want to ensure that your customers are actually utilizing and engaged with the loyalty and rewards program. And not only are they earning points, but they're also redeeming points because that means that they are spending more within the shop. Offer double or triple loyalty points for purchases made during BFCM. And this can accelerate point accumulation and also encourages members to make larger purchases. Customers can maximize their point earnings and add more items to their cart, which results in larger AOVs and also boosts each transaction's overall profitability. The second tip I'm going to share with you is the limited time rewards. Black Friday, Cyber Monday is one of the busiest shopping periods of the year. You can generate excitement and anticipation while the limited time deal significantly boosts your sales. Introduce limited time rewards only available during Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Limited time offers engage customers and also create a sense of urgency. Customers are motivated to buy when they perceive significant discounts that last only a while. Limited time offers can increase website traffic and social media engagement as well. This can boost your online presence and visibility. Some brands may set limited time offers for reward purchases above a certain threshold to encourage customers to spend more, which also obviously helps higher the average order value for brands. The third tip I'm going to expand on is the VIP tier. So in the VIP program, you can set up VIP tier specific promotions. This can make customers feel exclusive. So this is a great tip, especially if you are currently running a VIP program. This is a great strategy if you want your customers to engage with the program actively. Customers will be engaged with your brand and excited to unlock higher tiers by purchasing more. Higher tiers offer better rewards, such as increased discounts on exclusive products. You can also give your loyalty members a sneak peek at the upcoming deals a few days before the events. Early access to promotions give customers a sense of privilege and encourages them to engage with your offers. Offering tailored VIP tier specific access can build excitement and anticipation within the program. For example, let's say you have a tier program with 3 levels. So you have the bronze level, the silver level, and the gold level. Offer members the gold members, who are your most loyal customers, a 24 to 48-hour head start before public release, since gold members are the highest spending and the most loyal customers. This gives gold members the first opportunity to purchase these products before they become available to the lower tiers. Brands can also reward gold members with free products to show their most loyal customers appreciation. A referral program is an organic promotion. Sorry, my apologies. I will go into the fourth tip here, which is the referral program. I know that Tila did expand on the referral program and the benefits of the referral program. So if you currently don't have a loyalty and rewards program with Stamped, you can actually enable the referral program also as an option to kind of get started. A lot of our brands like to do that to kind of get their customers excited and learn a little more about their customers. So referral program is an organic promotion that benefits the brands, referrers, and referrals. This is very effective during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, when customers are actively seeking deals. Referral programs can attract new customers who trust recommendations from their friends and family. By offering referral bonuses, brands can encourage loyal customers to refer friends and family to the website. This can help you expand your customer base while rewarding your existing customers. One of the main benefits of the referral program, I would say from my experience, is that it really does leverage your existing customer base. And it also assists with acquiring new customers while rewarding your loyal ones for advocacy. We all know word of mouth recommendations are powerful, and Black Friday Cyber Monday provides an excellent opportunity for customers to share great deals, again, with their friends and family. So the goal here really is to make it a win-win situation for all parties involved by boosting your sales, acquiring new customers, and showing customer appreciation by rewarding all customers. Now, the last tip I'm going to provide here, the fifth tip, is email marketing integrations in your loyalty program. So you can leverage Stamp's email marketing integrations and communicate the BFCM promotions to customers. The Stamped integration with Klaviyo and OmniSend makes this process very easy. Be clear and concise with your communication strategy to inform your loyal customers about the special offers, rewards, and how they can participate in the program during BFCM. You can keep your customers engaged and coming back for more purchases by actively engaging and communicating with them through, again, social media and email campaign marketing. You can send out a point email blast to your customers as well, as Tila mentioned, and have the points program embedded within the email marketing program, which encourages the customers to shop. Each time you create a newsletter, you can also use Klaviyo and OmniSend to let customers know how many points they have left, and this will encourage customers to use their points over time. You can send segmented email campaigns through our integrations with Klaviyo and OmniSend, reminding customers about the BFCM deals and special offers. Tila, can you go to the next slide, please? Thank you. A loyalty program is an active component of a brand's retention strategy. Ensure the loyalty and rewards program is easy to understand and very straightforward to earn, redeem points, and track progress. Ensure the loyalty page is e-defined by setting up an embedded rewards page link in the header or footer of the website homepage. Utilize the Stamped launcher and boost engagement because it does increase the visibility on the loyalty and rewards program. We often see that during our QBRs with the widget interaction. We see that customers are heavily engaged with the loyalty launcher. So it's a great feature that you should have utilized if you are on the Stamped loyalty and rewards program. You can also gather feedback from your loyal customers to understand their experience, which will help you refine your program for future events. On the Stamp Professional Plan, Stamp brands can schedule quarterly business reviews and optimization calls where we can assist you with best practices and measuring performance if you want to dig deeper into analytics and see how you are doing on the loyalty and rewards program and learn more tips and tricks. Thanks again for your time. Back to you, Tila.
Thank you, Jamila. I love those tips. I feel like I learn something from you every time that we talk. So I'm sure that everyone here is super grateful for them. 2 people on the chat mentioned that they are going to be doing points multipliers this holiday weekend. Super curious to hear from you, Xavier and Jorge, what you're going to be doing there to multiply it. I know you both have slightly different types of DTC brands, so curious how you'll be implementing that. So moving on, next we are going to be chatting a little bit about our guides to Black Friday and Cyber Monday. We'll share these in the follow-up. These have all of the tips that we talked about today. They're super tactical things that you can implement on the very easy way for you to do it. So we have some further audit tips. We have some integration tips for you. You can download these and have access to all this content, and we will also share it after the recording. So we're going to move into a Q&A next. We had a few questions submitted ahead of time, and I would love for you to enter your questions. There's both the Q&A as well as the chat. So ask your questions. Jamila and I both have 20 minutes to sit here with you and answer them. So let's maximize this time. And I'm going to start with one of the questions that was entered in before the event. How can I implement stamped loyalty on different language sites? We offer this functionality. So it's pretty easy. It's actually only for people who are using Shopify, and you can translate the launcher content. So I've linked in that Q&A doc, the actual doc that you can use to do this. I'm also going to link it in the chat, just a couple steps for you to go through in Stamped, and then it will automatically translate for you. All right, and while the rest of you are brainstorming different ideas and different questions to ask, I'm going to ask you a question, Jamila. This was submitted before the event. How do I tie a loyalty program into a subscription program? How do they play together?
Thanks, Deal. I'd definitely be happy to answer. So with the stamped loyalty and rewards and subscriptions, if the payment goes through a regular check out and regular earning rule, then the system will automatically apply the points to the customer's account. So for example, you have a reward set up for a make a purchase rule. They make a purchase, they would receive points for that purchase. However, it is not possible to automatically apply continuous discounts, and it can only be applied on that month's subscription payment. So the customers, unfortunately, cannot redeem rewards for ongoing subscription payments at this time, but we are looking into integrating with some of our leading subscription partners. So this is possible in the future.
Exciting roadmap developments. Thank you for that answer, Jamila. So moving on to our next question, how do I drive engagement? I'm very interested in referral programs and creating incremental and milestone incentives. We hope that the tips that we gave you here for referral programs were concise enough and gave you some strategies for launching. I would say best tips are to keep it really easy to understand. Make sure that it is easy to find on your website and that you are actively promoting it. If you're tucking your referral program away on a loyalty landing page and you're not directing customers there and you're expecting them to organically discover it, they're not going to do that. So make sure that you are actively promoting it and that once you share it out, that you are continuing to do that. I think that's the best thing for you to keep in mind with any loyalty program is, again, it's not set it and forget it. You want to make sure that it's integrated into all of the offerings that you're giving your customers. It's part of your overall customer engagement strategy. And for milestone incentives, you kind of tackle this in two ways. First, I would think, are you thinking milestones like birthdays? Are you thinking milestones like thanks for being a customer for 1 year? Because you can set those up and have points that are rewarded to your customers for that. If you're thinking about milestones in terms of purchases, then that's where your VIP program is going to come into play. So you're going to want to think about what are my milestones. So what is a milestone that makes someone a bronze customer versus a silver versus a gold customer? And that's really going to rely on your own information of your margins. Look at maybe your customers who make 1 or 2 purchases. What do their spending behaviors look like? Your customers who make 3 to 5, and then your customers who are making purchases every month. You're going to have that segmentation strategy in play already. And then think about how can I move customers from point A to point B? So you could do this by studying the data of your existing customers, maybe look at a 3 or 6 month subset and break down those 3 different groups. So my one-time purchasers, my multiple times, and then my super loyal buying all the time customers. What are the behaviors that you're noticing there? Jamila, anything that you can add to that? Referral programs, driving engagement, creating incremental and milestone incentives.
I think you touched on the main points there in regards to if you are interested in setting up milestone incentives, then we do have that available to you. For example, the customers can earn reward points for celebrating a birthday and account anniversaries. Again, it's really important to just make sure you are communicating with customers through social media and email campaigns. to advertise your exclusive deals in terms of engagement, again, on Instagram, Facebook, as well as your email campaigns.
Perfect. Awesome. We just had a question come in the chat from Benny. Does Stamped have the ability to create a QR code? This is mainly to make the referral program easier to share. And Kristen Murphy, who is another amazing stamper from our customer success team, replied to this saying, we don't have the ability to make a QR code, but we do share the URL link directly, which offers a lot of ease in sharing. I'm also curious, I've never played around with this, if you could drop your referral code into a QR code generator and share out a QR code in that way. That'd be more manual, but that'd be an interesting way to test it. And I will share this feedback with the product team too, that the QR code might support you. Super curious for how you would use that in application if you're, I don't know, sharing the referral code in newsletters or pieces like that too. Would love to hear more from you on that, Benny. Awesome. And thank you, Kristen. She just popped a resource for the referral process sharing in the chat too. Perfect. All right. Moving on to the next question. I need help creating my loyalty program. We hope that today was helpful for some overall guiding tactics, that you now understand kind of the basics, the overall strategy of a loyalty program and how it kind of fits into your overall marketing one. But we do have further resources for you. So first, we do have an amazing help center with lots of getting started guides to walk you through the technical side of things. We do have a history of webinars too, so you can watch back. We've hosted a few loyalty ones talking about things. We have agencies that we can connect you with. So if you're looking for kind of some dedicated support and you have the resources to work with someone who specializes in implementing loyalty programs, that can be really helpful if loyalty is brand new to you, on top of those self-serve resources. And then I would also say, if you're on our pro plans and up, we have an amazing team of onboarding managers and customer success managers who can give you dedicated support too. So it really depends on what plan that you're on, what you're looking for. Whoever shared this question, I will follow up with you one-on-one after the call to make sure that you have what you need to really get started and feel confident launching your loyalty program. Perfect. An anonymous question in the chat. This is a good one. Can Stamped work with Shopify email or other email platforms to communicate to customers how many points they have? Not tiers, but actual points. Yes. So you can send how many points that customers have as reminders. So we call these point reminders. An interesting tactic that we've learned along the years is to maybe don't tell customers how many points they have, but to convert that to the dollar value. So you have $10 worth of points. Spend it soon. Your points are expiring. That's been a really interesting tactic that we've learned from a few brands that works really well. We also see some people actually integrate that into any marketing email that they're sending out, that they have a banner set up embedded somewhere at the bottom or at the top, reminding customers of how many points that they have available to them and maybe when those points do expire to kind of further motivate participation. No worry. Nice to meet you, Gareth, and great question. We'll follow up with you after with a couple of resources so that you can implement that and make sure that you're all set up. Perfect. A couple more questions. This one was interesting. How do I boost the loyalty program in a struggling economy? That's the point of your loyalty program, is that it is maximizing your existing audience. So what I would say is to plan out what your experiments are going to be. Maybe I'm going to, I don't know, test out point expiry for the next 3 months and see if integrating that into my email marketing strategy encourages people to actually spend their points. Use that, and then also think about, I think one of the common pitfalls of a loyalty program are people put a ton of work into the launch. They get it set up. You're working with your dev team. You're working with your agencies. You're working with Stamped to create this beautiful experience for your customers. You launch it, you get a ton of enrollment, and then you forget to continue marketing it because you're on to the next project. Consider what you can do to refresh and relaunch that before Black Friday, Cyber Monday. You have this amazing audience, this existing network of customers that are more affordable to market into than it is to spend on paid ads. Jamila, anything that you want to add to that about how to boost your loyalty program in a struggling economy?
I think you really did touch on the main points, and I think a lot of what we went over in the webinar today, that we shared, it will be very helpful if you are interested in going forward with a loyalty and rewards program. I think really one of the main benefits of the loyalty and rewards program is it does leverage your existing customer base, and it also assists you with acquiring new customers while rewarding your loyal ones for advocacy. So really, I think overall, just even trying out the loyalty and rewards program, it really is something that, again, you can start with the referral program, see how that works for you. If maybe you kind of want to just dip your toes into the loyalty and rewards side of it and see how it works, and you don't want to hop right in with VIP and points right away. So that's an option too. But yes, yeah, I do understand it definitely is a struggling economy. So you don't have to do everything right away. You can slowly release the program.
Yeah, that's such an important thing to highlight. Thanks for highlighting that, Jamila. It's something that we've heard too recently about people who are just getting started with Stamp, that they feel like they don't have enough time to implement a full points and rewards and VIP system before the holiday weekend, because we are just a few months out. So if you're wanting to try some of these tactics, referrals is an easy place for you to start. You could get that up and launched in the next couple weeks, in the next month, and then you have a little bit to test with it, bit of time to test before the holiday weekend. And then that kind of reduces some of the pressure to get everything created and designed and have your whole team focused in on that launch. We can also support with many of those pieces too, if that is the timeline that you're working with. So any other questions that we have, pop them in the chat, pop them in the Q&A. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to add those in, and then we'll wrap up. All right, question from Jorge. Hey, Jorge, we've recently set up different exchangeable amounts for redeeming points depending on the value of the ticket. Are there specific recommendations from your side to communicate that to our followers? And is this a good practice? Jamila, I'm going to hand this one over to you.
For this question, I probably need to find out a few more. We'd have to find out a few more details about what exactly you have set up and how your program is working. Because again, it's not always a one size fits all answer. Depends on your product, depends on what you're selling. So we might have to follow up with you on that question.
Perfect.
If this is something, again, if you are going to be making any changes to your loyalty and rewards program, I would say, if you are going to make any changes, now would be the time, because we don't want to make any changes too close to Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Also, if you're making any changes to your loyalty and rewards program, you want to ensure that you are communicating that to your customers. If it is something that you see that they are going to notice, or will make a significant difference in the way they are accumulating points.
Awesome. Thanks, Jamila. The other kind of like seed I'll plant for you with this, Jorge, is we did a case study with Kitsch earlier this year. If you're familiar with them, they're kind of like a D2C beauty brand, and they offer accessories. And what they really found was that they had different point rewards. So they had like a $5 off discount, a $10 off discount, a $20 off discount. And they found that when they were looking at AOVs after stripping the value of those rewards off of purchases, is that the $20 discount consistently had a higher AOV than the $5 discount. So offering more discount doesn't necessarily mean that your end profit on the purchase will be less. Oftentimes it uses that like consumer psychology component that we were talking about earlier to actually encourage customers to spend more on that purchase. So an interesting thing, and Jamila and I will follow up after and make sure that we have the information that we need to give you the advice that you need to set up these exchangeable discounts. All right, and I think that is all of our questions for today. So just want to thank you all for attending today so much. I do want to mention that we are running a Black Friday Cyber Monday promotion. So if you are new to Stamped, you're able to get an additional time for free. We're offering 15 months on a 12-month contract, so it works out to being about 3 months free. And if you are interested in upgrading to the loyalty and you're currently just on reviews, we're also offering an exclusive discount. So reach out to me in reply to the follow-up email, and I will set you in touch with the right person to access that discount so that you can get a little bit of incentives to prep and get ready for the holiday weekend. So thank you for joining us. We're going to send a follow-up with all of the resources. You're also going to get the recording right away. So be watching your inboxes. Thank you so much for your time today. I really hope that this was valuable for you, that you learned a couple new tactics, that you have some inspiration to take into the next month as you're prepping for BFCM. I really appreciate you giving us the hour today. And thank you so much, Jamila, for offering your expert tips from so many hundreds of customers. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone. Hope everyone enjoys the day.
Bye, everyone.